So, we're here to talk about your daughter who is
Mhm.
diagnosed with IBD, and you as a mother had just gone through it. And can you first tell me about, the experience of your daughter being diagnosed with Crohn's colitis, and how old was she? How long ago was that? And what was that like for you as a parent?
Yeah, so my daughter was diagnosed at age 10. So her illness came on very quickly. This
Mm.
wasn't something grumbling over time. She got a viral illness, and then within a month, she had bloody diarrhea. And then within 6 weeks, she was really unwell, lost a lot of weight, couldn't go to school anymore, ended up having a scope, was diagnosed ultimately with moderate ulcerative colitis. She was put on a course of prednisone during COVID, had to isolate because of it, couldn't go to school, couldn't play sports. She was put on oral sulfasalazine, and her symptoms basically went away. Like, she was asymptomatic for a very long time.
Hmm.
But I'm a physician, and I actually have a degree in microbiology and immunology. And this whole, thing that we went through really affected me in a lot of ways. So I
Yeah.
went and researched. I read as much as I could. Honestly, it was up till 3 in the morning every night for months, reading research and guidelines and just everything that I can get my hands on. And I wasn't getting the answers. I knew there was more, and I was trying to piece it together myself. And I thought, it can't just be me. Like, I can't be the only one up at night, like,
Yeah.
trying to figure this out.
Hmm.
So of course, then you start trying to find answers. But she was very stable for a while, so I kind of, didn't seek it out too much. And then she started having flares in the winter time here because, I mean, we're in Canada, so starting October, everyone gets sick, and she was getting illnesses and she was having flares. And then I came across, I'd actually read about Crohn's colitis lifestyle prior to that, but it was this impetus, like the flares, the two flares that weren't going away, and the idea that there was nothing else I could do. And
Hmm.
so I signed up for it and had our first visit with Coach Lori. And she put me at ease because the protocol that she started was a lot of what I had read.
Wonderful.
Right. So
Well,
it wasn't like I didn't, at first I
yeah,
didn't
you
know
weren't
what to
getting some crazy.
expect. I
Yeah.
thought maybe I was, go, I don't know, and whatever I was thinking that she was going to tell me to do.
It
And
gave you some safety that everything I was
yeah,
researching until 3 in the morning, this was in the exact same field of where I thought she needed to go anyways.
100%. The
Yeah.
idea that I was thinking to myself, like, somebody must have done this already. I can't be the only one searching for this. And it was there.
And it's also a lot on you because you're talking about a 12-year-old girl.
Hmm.
And so when you're trying to take supplements or you're doing these alternative therapies where there's not a lot of money or science around some of them. I mean, there is around short chain fatty acids and probiotics and curcumin and fish oil. There's good research around that, but some of it, we have to go out and say, hey, this isn't as, this Chinese herb or Ayurvedic herb is not as well known.
Yes, it did take a leap of faith.
Yeah.
I had to
So
have that
trust was so
sense
big.
to trust.
Yeah.
It was huge. And I was willing to have that uncertainty. And I think that's huge. The one thing, I guess, and I didn't mention this to you before, I think one of the reasons why I'm so willing is I live in a world of uncertainty a lot in my practice, right?
Yeah.
I can't diagnose everybody with everything that they come in with. And I'm okay with that. And
Yep.
I was willing to live with uncertainty and just think about risk versus benefit. Well, what's the risk of trying what's is obviously a very healthy lifestyle and way of living?
So
Yeah.
what were her symptoms before starting the program? And I know she didn't have major ones because she was on the
It didn't.
sulfasalazine. She was
Yeah.
on, I think she was off prednisone by the time she started.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
She had been off for a year
okay,
already.
year. And you had already done some more restrictive eating habits at that point.
Yes. Yes. I would say what I thought we always thought we lived a healthy lifestyle, right? Until you
Yeah.
actually delve into this and really start researching it. But up until that point, I would say, yeah, we reduced the amount of definitely food additives,
Hmm.
processed foods. 100%, we reduced that, and other other things that we did, but definitely not like what we're doing now. So we do a lot of pressure cooking,
Yes.
like, the food philosophy. So we've
So
adopted
you
that
got on the
fermenting foods.
Yes, so fermenting foods, food philosophy. So you got on, it got from just restricting you to organic to here's a strategy for how we can get on the offense to strengthen the digestion, strengthen the gut, strengthen the microbiome diversity, help the leaky gut truly get a healing response, which organic food in general can't do. You can take away preservatives, that's all well and good. But we started using more strategic manner to get the food to have more of a healing response for Crohn's colitis specifically.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
And so she was still getting a little bit of blood, right?
Yes, so that was the main symptom.
And her eczema got a little, when you tried a little bit of a slight parasite cleanse back in March, got a little worse, and then it got better.
And it got better
in April, right?
Yeah, and it's much better right now. I mean, she's out in the world of the environment, so sometimes, and she plays a lot of sports, so depending on what equipment she has on, that can flare it up. But in general, that is improving. She's putting on weight. She's growing like crazy. Like, honestly, within the last 2 months, she's just about my height.
Wow.
So, yeah.
And how long did it take? She has no blood anymore.
No.
Congratulations. And how long did it?
She's completely asymptomatic. So the list that you guys go through?
Yeah.
How many BMs a day? 1 or 2? Are they formed? Yeah. Any abdominal pain? No. Any this or that? No.
Urgency,
They're all
diarrhea, weight loss, great energy. How important was it and how valuable was it to have a one-on-one coach when you came in this program? I mean, you're a physician, but having someone who's had Crohn's colitis reverse it themselves, the knowledge that she has. I mean, were you surprised also with the amount of intelligence or how much Coach Lori could help you understand what you're doing?
I already appreciate coaching. In the medical education world, we talk about coaching. Like we coach our learners, and I actually have my own coach. And so I appreciate that aspect of it, and I realize that I don't know everything. I don't know, I know some things, but other people know a lot more than me. And in order for me to do the right thing and not to be, as I was doing, reading research articles and trying to figure this out, to me it was like, come on, there's people that know this. And then when I found that, I'm like, oh, of course. So it feels safe. It feels comfortable. You gain trust. And that's all important in the journey of illness. And the other thing, she just was really cautious, and she was really comforting with that, right? We don't have to start with all these things. We can start slow and just add on and see how it goes. Because to me, my daughter's young and we're starting all this stuff, and I was a bit reluctant. So that was nice. And the ability to contact her through Slack is huge.
So she's asymptomatic, not having any of this problem. We'll see where that calprotectin is. But she's flourishing. And you're able to also take your plan and do what you're comfortable with and move as you need. It's not, you have to do this plan exactly how it is or you won't get the result.
Yeah. And I'm becoming more comfortable with that, to tell you the truth. For my world, I like, we're like, you take this pill 3 times a day for this many days and you do this and that. And this is very much a little bit, do it as you go and adjust as things happen.
Yeah.
I'm still wrapping my mind around that. And that will change over time because she's going to grow. She's going to get, she's going to be bigger and need to maybe take more of this or change her plan. And so, as I was saying before, the CCL teaching that you do online is super important because that's going to change over time.
Yep.
And then also to the Slack community where they're putting in questions in there.
Yep.
That's so helpful because, I mean, now without the coaching, you kind of feel like, oh, I'm on my own and oh my goodness, I don't know what to do. But then you say, okay, well, I can go in and I can keep reading up on this. I can ask questions.
You have a community you can connect with at any time where coaches will also comment any questions you have. You can connect with anyone else in the program, hundreds of people around the world with IBD, mothers, other people who experience it. You can come on the live trainings on Tuesdays at any moment to come see me or do whatever say what you need to do. Or you can always get more coaching in the future because you're a member for life. You can always say, hey, I need more coaching. It's
Yes,
always
and
there.
that really helped.
Amazing. Tara, is there anything before we end you'd like to highlight to anyone else that you feel might have helped? Like one thing, I know your plan was customized and it's been moving for the last several months, but if there's one thing that you really feel may have helped your daughter through this experience, you can mention that. And also, if you have any last words for parents out there.
Well, I would think for my daughter, the biggest benefit for her right now is that her parents are empowered. I mean, because of that, she is obviously, and over time, we have to help her become independent with her illness, and teach her how to live this lifestyle, her without us hovering and doing it for her. But because I'm calm, I'm not putting that trauma and that fear into her, because I was always very cognizant of that. You know, if I'm always asking, what's your poop look like? Was there blood? How do you feel? You have cramps, blah, blah, blah. Like that's not a way to live.
Yeah.
And so now that I have a more calm approach, and we do have an actual approach, then I can teach her how to live that way as well. So I think the biggest benefit is that whole mentality and mindset. And it is, you know, more of a lifestyle change. It's difficult at first, because it seems short term at first when you're making all these bigger changes in the sense of maybe the different things you're cooking and the different ways you're cooking and the different foods you're buying and the way that you're going to set up your schedule. But just go through it, right? It's okay. This is just a change, and it feels different, but eventually it becomes your routine, and it's going to benefit the whole family. Of course it will. No, I mean, when you're eating healthy and you're living a healthier lifestyle, everyone's going to benefit in the end. Hey, maybe I prevented a pancreatic cancer in my husband, or a colon cancer or something in my son, because we're living a healthier lifestyle. And I actually told Ellie that. I said, I actually think you were the miracle for our family, because what I do, I see a lot of cancers. I see a lot of chronic illnesses in younger and younger, seemingly healthy people. And I automatically thought of this initially when she was diagnosed, and maybe it was a way for me to feel better about it, but at the same time, it's true. It's going to make us all healthier.
Beautiful.